Hi everyone, Ellen Woodbridge here, independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Australia. Welcome to card 2 of my sketched butterfly class. For this card, I have gone all out. We are using the stamp set, the dies. We are adding in the 3D eyelet embossing folder. We're also adding in some simple colouring with Stampin' blends and the gorgeous, oh my dear word, the thoughtful Spotlight on Nature dies. I always feel I need to write the name of it here. I just haven't got there yet. We're using the Spotlight on Nature dies. So we're using these line dies to create the sentiment circle. So here is a closer look at the card. I'll even grab it out of the plastic to make it easier for everyone. So that is the card, and I'm also using the shiny sequins. So these are on the online store. They're not in the annual catalogue, but that is what we are going to be making together for this card. So just while I am setting up here, I just wanted to thank everyone for their support in purchasing or earning these classes. I do truly appreciate it. It certainly does help me a lot, and if you enjoy these classes, I'd love you to share with a friend. So I do have my stamp positioning tool here, and I have my pre-cut pieces. So I've already cut out my largest butterfly, and I have him or her sitting in my stamp positioning tool. I've created a jig to make things super duper easy for myself in getting this stamped, because I've done this class in person, I've done it with my team, so we have made multiple butterflies. So there we go. That's sitting in perfectly. Because we are colouring with the Stampin' blends, I want to use my Memento ink. So we're actually going to be using 2 different black inks. We're using the Memento for this butterfly because we are colouring it. And for the sentiment, I'm going to be using Stays On because I love how black you get your sentiment image with Stays On. Okay, I just missed that corner just there. I actually missed inking it up. So let's just ink up that edge and let's stamp that down. Perfect. Or actually, now I need to re-ink the whole lot because that little corner is looking really, really black and the rest of it is not. So when in doubt, do a second stamp. We've got a really nice black image here. I will let this Memento ink dry, and whilst we are stamping, I am going to take our Thinking of You sentiment and our already pre-cut Spotlight on Nature circle. So because I have this pre-planned, I have already stamped this out. So it is already done. What you can do is stamp and then cut. It is up to you what works best for you. So I do always stamp off my image a few times just to make, oh, that is totally off to one side. I wasn't concentrating. The back side isn't quite as nice. We're going to make this work for us with our embellishment placement. and maybe our butterfly placement. So possibly the butterfly can come onto this piece. Now on the card, I have given this piece a pumpkin pie edge. So the colors we're using are pumpkin pie, wild wheat, obviously black, and a little bit of smoky slate. So this is our pumpkin pie, and just to get that edge, I take my piece and I just roll it in my ink pad. So there we go. So, oh, I missed one little bit there. I have just rolled that around to give it a slight edge. So I haven't used any cardstock, but I've just given that a beautiful edge there. And if I could find my scissors, I'd be very happy. Now, our Memento ink should be all dry, and I can do our very simple colouring. So what I have done, I have taken our Pumpkin Pie Dark Stampin' Blend. I've taken our Wild Wheat Light and our Smoky Slate Dark. Now, I am just going to just pop it on this piece, just in case I get out of the lines, less cleanup. So I'm going to take the Smoky Slate Dark, and I'm just going to colour in the body. Nothing special here. I just want to make sure we're not seeing the white through the body. Okay. Next, I am going, it doesn't matter what I take on next, but I am going to take on the pumpkin pie, and I'm just going to put a single layer of colour down. And then what I am going to do is then go in strategic places and just darken up. So rather than using the dark and the light, I am just going to use one marker and still be able to create that dark and light. So I'm going to go back in here. With this one, I just did the interior pieces, but with this card, I think I'm just going to use the areas that the artist has given us and just darken those up. So just move it. Doesn't want to move. It's as if I've put something on it, but I haven't. So just darken up those areas. Grab any that had white coming through, and I'm actually really quite happy with that. I can add more as it dries if I'm not totally happy. Now for the bottom half, I'm just using the light wild wheat. Yes, so dark pumpkin pie, light wild wheat. Great. And I'll show you on the back how this has saturated through. So I've done that. I'm going to go in here, these pieces, and all the way along here, just with a second layer. And I can go in with more than 2 layers actually. So there we go. Very happy with that. So next, I'll just bring this closer to you so you can see the colouring that I have done. Next, we are going to be creating our embossed background. So we will need our Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, and this is our 3D embossing folder in the eyelet pattern. So let's see if I can open this. Apparently it's an intelligence test that I passed just. Okay, so there is straightness to this. It is a symmetrical pattern, so I would like it sitting as straight as I can get it, and that is just going to move these out of the way, bring in my machine, open it up. I've got my plates here ready. So we're going to be using our number 1 base plate, and then I'm going to bring in my embossing folder with the fold of the folder going in first, just so it puts less stress on the folder. Then I'm coming in on top with our specialty plate number 4. Crank this through, and that is all we have to do to create our beautiful pattern. Okay, take this out and we have that stunning pattern. So now we have our pieces and our pumpkin pie card base, and we can assemble this card. I am starting to create a bit of a crafter lunch here, but I have enough space here on my craft glass mat that I think we can make the card. Okay, so I'm just going to use a multi-purpose glue here to pop down our embossed piece. So just get that in place, and then just going to use my hand just to put some pressure. I don't want to put enough pressure to actually squash our pattern, but I do want all those glue points to grab, which I have done. Fantastic. So I'm going to grab some dimensionals for our sentiment. Just using our normal dimensionals. There's nothing small about this, so our larger ones will do perfectly. Okay, so just need 3. I just always find that is perfect. Now I'm going to go for a slightly different layout to our original card. You could do this straight up and down, have your butterfly here, then your sentiment here. I've gone offset, and for this one I'm definitely going to have to go offset again, just because of the way I have stamped this. So I'm kind of loving that. Maybe just turn it a little. That's great. So I'm just going to put a dimensional towards the top of this, and I can show you now the saturation of the Stampin' blends, and you can see where I have actually gone darker with that second layer. So do this up here, because the bottom of it is actually going to be supported. Now what I do with my butterflies, I just hold the body like this and I give them a bit of shape to the wings. I know they're going to flatten in an envelope, but hopefully it is going to keep some of that structure, just so it looks like it's fluttering. Okay, so got that off. Oh, I haven't got this one off, but that's okay. that can just go over there. This is what I want to do, is very lightly lay this here. I think it may be a bit low, so possibly about there. And then I'm going to pop our friend about here. And when you're happy, you can put pressure on those pieces. I'm actually very happy with that. Now we are up to embellishing. So these are our shiny sequins. They come in lemon lime twist, lemon lolly, pumpkin pie, and melon mambo. So what I thought was you could use a lemon lolly or the pumpkin pie. Of course, you can use anything, but they were the two colours that I thought went very, very well with this project. I am just going to grab, I think I'm going to use some of the lemon lolly ones. So one over here. And because some of these lemon lolly ones are a touch darker than lemon lolly would be. There's just a slight variation in them, and I thought they would go very, very well. So these are our two cards. One I made earlier and then the one I've made now. So you can see this one has flattened a little, but still has a little bit of dimension coming off, where this one is freshly fluffed and looks like it's flapping off the card. So let's go over what we have used. I have used the sketched butterfly stamp set. The two dies I have used is the sketch butterfly dies for the large one, and I have used the Spotlight on Nature circles. So you get three different designs, but I just chose to use this one. We have used the Eyelet 3D embossing folder. I've used the Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine and the shiny sequins. Where are our cards? Don't tell. No, they're over here. So this is our second card for my sketch butterfly class. I hope you enjoyed. I would love you to share how you make it, whether you do different colors or a different embossing folder. I would love to see what you make, and please share it on our VIP group. I do have that link below. So you can find my VIP group on Facebook. I look forward to seeing you in the next card or one of the other cards you haven't watched. And thank you again for joining me. Bye.